Even when I was younger, I had always been fascinated with the idea of traveling. This is presumably the reason I also ambition to become a pilot, which is still part of my bucket list. Now that I'm almost 30, my thirst for exploration is still at a high. I have already visited four international destinations in the past years, and the encounters with the locals are what I want to share with you. I brought with me little expectations when I went to Macau. I know that the place will be spectacular because of the touristy spots, but I also prepared myself with potential difficulties in conversing with the locals because I thought that they are not fluent in English. But that's the beauty of limiting expectations because as soon as I started mingling with the Macau people, I realized that just like Filipinos, they are very accommodating to foreigners. They smile often, they willingly provide directions without rushing their words, and they just have a warm vibe overall. Hong Kong was easily one of my most awaited trips. Who wouldn't if part of my itinerary was to visit the happiest place on earth? Yes, folks, they have Disneyland in Hong Kong. But oh man, Hong Kong Disneyland felt like a different continent compared to the rest of Hong Kong. The affection of the people is almost not felt as soon as you exit the theme park. In the subway, when I ask for directions, they'd respond to me in a way that I'd perceive to be indifferent. And looking back, I want to attribute it to the language barrier and that they are simply busy people. Our accents also didn't help at all, but it did make for good listening skills activity because I had to pay attention to every word they say. The next stop is Singapore. It is an icy nation and I'm not even talking about snow. From the get-go, Singapore looks like a city taken out of a James Cameron film. It is modern and peaceful, safe, clean, and everyone seems to follow a strict law because they are very orderly. And it is that orderliness that possibly creates the icy vibe. I remember having an hour-long taxi ride and the only time the driver talked was when he reminded us that we were near the drop-off. They all seem to mind their own businesses. They seldom smile and they want fast transactions. And now that I have said that out loud, those do not sound bad at all. Maybe it's just my being a Filipino. I always search for the Filipino hospitality in every place I visit. Speaking of hospitality, Indonesians get that in the bag. This is the country where I felt that I didn't leave the Philippines at all. The locals look like distant relatives because we share a lot of the same physical features. They also love telling and hearing stories. Every time I dine at a local restaurant, someone would always be interested in where I came from and my purpose of visiting. They were also very attentive at my needs, and though some are shy because of the language barrier, I still felt well taken care of. It didn't matter the location, whether it was at a free tour around town, any tourist spots, the hotel, the airport, and even at the sidewalks, people there were all neighborly. So what did those experiences teach me? That we can never generalize a race. All those places I visited are in Asia, but the similarities are not that many. As they say, different strokes for different folks. There's still a lot to learn about human interactions that I'm willing to uncover through traveling, and I hope to see you all on my next one. Paalam!